Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are in the world. My name is Jessica, and it's June, so that means a new Tales from Two Trails reaction. If you're excited about this as I am, and I am dying to watch this, if you're excited about it as I am, please don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe. And we're just going to jump straight into this reaction.
Now, guys, most of you already know that I've failed this month. But let's just talk about what happened. Okay, it didn't fail that badly. So the first pick that we got was TBR Jar, and for that I did end up picking out. Oh, I can't remember what I picked out. I picked out Soulless.
So for that one, for TBR Jar, I ended up going with Insurgent, and I did read that one. It was okay. I think it was like a 3.5. Um, so I did read that one.
Actually, a few people read that, I think, this month as like the Kim TBR pick. But I ended up DNFing it after one chapter. I just started reading it and then I was like, I just don't want to read this. So I picked another book from my TBR jar. And the one that I picked was Darren Brown, Confessions of a Conjurer. And I managed to listen to this on Spotify, which was good because I only had the ebook and I thought, yeah, it was just better just to listen to it because he narrated it. And it was good. I enjoyed it. It's just all about, well, I say it's all about his life. It's kind of not really. The whole book is set up with him telling you about this trick he's doing in a restaurant because he used to work in a restaurant. And for featuring water, I was supposed to read the group book, which was Salt to the Sea by Rita Sepetys.
I read that.
And loads of you guys did read this on the Elephants team. And most of you, I think, did really, really like it from those of you who read it. But I just ran out of time because I went on holiday in May and I was away for 10 days. And I just didn't have time to read this before I went away, basically. That's the thing. That's the sad state of affairs. I did like a.
So the thing with that book, Salt to the Sea, it's a great book, but fair warning, you cannot get distracted because there are so many things happening and so many different perspectives which kind of interact with each other. Um, and so if you get distracted a little bit, you can very easily lose your way and lose the plot. I found it quite hard to read and get into. I listened to it. Um, and the story itself, it's a great story. I just found all the different perspectives quite confusing. They did converge kind of towards the end. Um, but yeah, that part of it was not my favorite.
A road trip, so I was constantly busy. I had no time to chill out and read. So this had to be cut. So instead, I decided to use
I think you would enjoy
the prompt featuring water. My very first book that I got off NetGalley. Like, do you know what NetGalley is, Mum?
No.
No. Okay. Well, very, very, very briefly, it's a place where if you talk about books online somewhere or in the public somewhere, you can sign up and you can request books early before they are published. And I've never ever been accepted for anything that I've asked for, but I requested and was accepted for The Theatre of Glass and Shadows by Anne Corlett. And yeah, and I got it. And so I read it and I really, really liked it. It was really good. I'm probably going to talk about it more in like a different video. But essentially, this is set in like an alternate London where a whole section of like southeast London or South London is a theatre district, and they have like this 24/7 immersive theatre-y dance show going on constantly. And you're following a woman who kind of finds out she has links to the theatre district, and so she travels down there to find out about her past, basically. And I just really, really enjoyed it. It was really atmospheric. It sucked me in. I actually couldn't put this book down, which I haven't felt like about a book for ages. I just wanted to read it all the time. And it wasn't like a really deep book necessarily, but I thought it was fun. It was written, it was weird because it was written like very atmospheric and kind of magical, but it was also written in a very like, there was a mystery at the heart of it. So it was written kind of like a mystery book as well. So it was good.
Mm.
I liked it. I missed a prompt. The water prompt was our third prompt. The middle prompt was the one that I didn't do at all. And that was second chance author. So to read a book by someone who you've read before and hadn't liked their work, and read another one. And I was going to read Matt Haig. And I started it and I just couldn't get into it. And I was like,
Matt
no,
Haig.
I didn't have much time to read, like I said before. So I gave it up.
I read my first Matt Haig in May, and I really enjoyed it. It was the Midnight Library. I gave it, I think, a 4.5. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'd be quite interested to know what book Kim read that she didn't like from Matt Haig. Because he's written quite a few non-fiction, like self-help books, but then he's also written quite a few fiction books as well. So I'd be quite interested to know.
Sometimes you just can't, can you?
No. So instead of doing that prompt, I stole a prompt instead, because it was very easy for me to steal a prompt. I stole the prompt, read a book from Kim's TBR.
Oh.
And I used The Professor for that one. The Professor by Charlotte Bronte. Yeah. So I did do an activity. Yeah. So I'm going to share the elephant's activities now, and my one is first. So the activity for us, we had to take a picture of a book by water. Okay. So this is my one that I did. So like I said, I went on holiday, and part of the holiday we were in Switzerland. So I took this picture of The Kingdom of Copper, which is the book that I tried to read on holiday and didn't read hardly anything. And this lake is a lake in Switzerland in a town called, I don't know what the lake's called actually, but the town was called Merton, and it was really nice. This picture is not a particularly good picture because I feel like the book's a bit blurry, but yeah, it was nice. Okay,
The lake's still gorgeous.
It does. Nice. This is Jessica. This Kiwi Jessica.
Jessica, that's not enough water to wash down 6 cupcakes.
Next up, we've got Megan, who's chilling by. That looks like a big one, doesn't it?
I wasn't washing down 6 cupcakes, don't worry. I'd actually just made these cupcakes and they were fantastic. They're gluten-free banana muffins. And no, there was absolutely not enough water to wash them all down. But yeah, that was as close to water as I was gonna get.
This is Jessica. This Kiwi Jessica.
Jessica, that's not enough water to wash down 6 cupcakes.
Our top scorers, we had 8 of them, and the top scorers were not me.
Boo.
Christine, Jessica from ThisKiwi, Whitney from Tibbera's Den, Michelle, Amanda, Amy, Bridget, and Stacey. Yeah, so well done, guys. That was like a good effort. I feel like so many people did way better than I did. I'm feeling really guilty that I dropped the ball, to be honest. I'm feeling really guilty. Right, should we go over?
Don't feel guilty. It happens. It totally happens. I will be very surprised if I get everything done this month just because of how busy things are. So I don't know. I might drop the ball this month. It's fine.
For the month of May, the Pirates got 253 points, and the Elephants got 203.
Woo! Go Pirates! Woo!
I love that.
Go Pirates!
I love that. You know what? It's fine. It's totally fine. Pirates have to win at some point. Might as well give it to them. You know, they're still way behind us. So I'm not too mad. It's fine. We're still gonna win.
What is this? Put that down immediately.
All right, no more flags.
Okay, well
Yes,
done,
flags.
Pirates.
That's awesome.
You smashed
Well
it this
done,
year.
Pirates.
You guys actually got 50 more points than us.
Well
this
done,
month.
Pirates.
Mum.
Oh, sorry. No more pirate flags.
Yes. All right. Okay. So I did check the footage, and I had Mum on speakerphone when we played the game, but you can hear it's not great quality, but you can hear it. So I'm going to leave it as that. So we're going to cut now, and then we'll come back and talk about the prompts. Okay, guys, here we are. Mum's not with me, but I might call her in a sec. So we have Pierre over here on 5-star reads from last time. And Edmund, all the way down here, coming out of the Lake of Doom.
See, look at how far behind they are. And they got a really bad, like, a bad turn where they ended up on the arrow, which took them back up to the top of the trail. But yeah, that's really far behind. That's okay.
With the water prompt. So Team A won. So they are going to roll first.
Hello.
Okay, I've got Mum on speakerphone. Do you want to know your prompt?
Yes, go on, tell me my prompts.
Okay, right. I've got Mum here. So Pierre is going to move 6 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and whee! Splash!
Yes.
Where's he gone? Is he in the pool of doom or whatever?
He's gone to the Lake of Doom.
Oh, I don't mind though, because that's further down the board.
It is further down the
on the
board,
same
but you have
sphere
to
as
go
Edmund right
around
now.
the lake.
Right, okay. Where's
Okay.
Edmund off?
So your first prompt is water prompt.
Oh, the water prompt. Oh, I don't mind that.
I'm going to roll mine now.
Okay.
1.
What?
You've got to be joking. Rude. Okay, 1. So our first prompt is to read a book club book. Okay, right. So
Read a book club book. So I've got to do this for Pokemon anyway. There's a book club in New Zealand on a Facebook group that I'm a part of. And I'm not sure what the book is. It's either The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo or Lessons in Chemistry, or it could be Babel. One of those 3. But those 3 are also on my TBR this month. So that works out really well for me.
allegedly, Mum's next roll was an 8.
Excuse me, there's no allegedly about it.
Allegedly.
I downloaded the thing, I pressed the button, you can see, because I've made it show clicks on the screen. I pressed it, come out as 8.
Right, so which way round do you want to go? Actually, it's good you're on the phone, because, okay, so
I'm going to go clockwise.
do you not want a choice of what the prompt is?
Oh,
Let
yeah,
me-
go on.
1, 2,
Isn't it
3, 4,
that's-
5, 6, 7, 8. So read a low-rated book, or
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Second chance author, or read a low-rated book.
No, second chance author, please.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're almost out of the Lake of Doom. Roll number 2 for
Come on, elephants.
Edmund.
Edmund.
What?
1 again. You've got to be joking.
This is very funny.
This is a joke. And this prompt is Kim recommends.
Is the board trolling us or something? I mean, I know I said I'm not mad, like, if they catch up to us a little bit, but I don't want the pirates to pass us. Oh, okay.
So I'm going to recommend everyone reads a comic.
A comic.
No. You're such a dirty cheat.
No, it has to be a book that I liked. It has to be a book
Okay.
I've already read. Oh,
Oh,
God.
I don't have access to comics.
Dear.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't know how I rolled another 1. Like, it's so ridiculous. I'm so sorry. But essentially, we landed on Kim recommends, which is kind of hard for me to read a book that I recommend. Because unless I do a reread. But in order to get around having to do a reread, what Mum has okayed is that I can suggest or I can recommend some authors that I love. I have to
Okay.
really love them, and I've read multiple of their books, or at least
Authors.
more than one of their books.
One
And
author.
no,
Not
that's not what
some.
we agreed. I've got a list.
Some authors.
Yeah, of course, because I don't recommend just one author. I've got a whole list of authors.
Oh, you can't. No, you can't recommend a whole list of authors.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, because then it gives us a choice. We may not have access to just one author. So, yes, a list is great.
And then I've got some specific books that I recommend,
Mm.
and also some series. I think that's fair
Yeah.
enough.
I think that's fair
So
enough.
otherwise it's too limited.
For a one, I think
It's
one.
already limited because it's limited to what I like. All right, so I'm just going to quickly whiz through my favorite authors. Okay, these aren't only my favorite authors, but the ones I think I can recommend, even though I haven't read all of their stuff. Okay, number 1, Robin Hobb, obviously. Number 2, Andrea Levy. Number 3, any of the Bronte sisters. Number 4, Jane Austen.
Perfect.
Number 5, Brandon Sanderson. Number 6, Octavia E. Butler. And number 7, Charles Dickens.
Jane Austen is perfect because I have that book from my grandma, and also one that I found in the op shop, which is Pride and Prejudice. And so I will be going with that one.
Oh no, and I also included Andy Weir. So sorry, number 8.
I could also
Andy
do Andy
Weir.
Weir.
Then I wrote 3 series down that I really enjoyed, and those are The Lunar Chronicles by Marissa Meyer, Morrigan Crow by Jessica.
I just finished Scarlet last night. It's here. I finished it on Audible. Not Audible. It was on Libby. I listened to it. It was quite cool, and it's another 4-star. This is a great series, actually. So I could use that and lessen my TBR a little bit, actually. Okay, now this is making me think.
Townsend, I think her name is, and Frostheart by Jamie Littler. I'm in the middle of the Morrigan Crow one because it's not finished, but I love all those series. Then some of my favorite books are The Starless Sea, Station 11, North and South, The Handmaid's Tale, Their Eyes Were Watching God, The Song of Achilles, Born a Crime, The First Woman, Homegoing, The Underground Railroad, Never Let Me Go, and My Brother's Husband. I've only read the first, My Brother's Husband. It is a duology, I think, so either of those is fine.
Okay, so this is very interesting. I could either make things really hard for myself, or I could make things really easy. So I've already read Scarlet, but I have Pride and Prejudice, which if I go for it, I will show you at the end. And interestingly, for the Amazing Readathon, as I was kind of getting pile of possibilities together, I also have the Underground Railroad as a listen. So I have some choices, and I don't know what I'm gonna go for. You'll see at the end.
Video of mine, and I've said I recommend this book, then that obviously counts as well. But I can't remember everything I've said that about. But of course, if I've said I recommend it in the past, these are the books I would currently recommend. Anything I've recommended in the past also counts. You can also read A Theatre of Glass and Shadows, which has just come out.
I do want to read that. Has it just come out?
I really liked as well. I recommend that.
I could hear such a lot of chatting going on.
Now, for some bizarre reason, Mum rolled another 8.
I did indeed.
I think it was a joke.
It's not a joke.
I'm a bit annoyed about this because I think you're going to overtake Edmund.
Yeah, come on. Couple pirates.
Oh, God. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
No.
7. Oh my God, you've gone down to the other Lake of Joy.
Yay! We're on the Lake of Joy. Do you know what? It's about time us
It
pirates
kind
had
of
some
like sticks them to another lake, but oh my God. I don't really quite know what to say to that. No wonder the Discord was going absolutely nuts. I haven't checked any of those Discord messages, but the Discord was going nuts for Tales from Two Trails today. Oh my gosh. That's where I was hoping we would be, because, like, it would be really fun. Oh, okay.
The last roll for the elephants. If this is another 1, guys, I'm really sorry about this. I don't know how we come back from this, but we can come back. Come on.
What?
1!
Okay. This is really weird because I don't know if you guys can see it, but like there's this weird little path thing here. So does that mean we are now on the green path? I'm confused.
I haven't been in your house and put in a trick dice or anything, so you can't even blame me.
Do you know what it is? It's because I'm trying not to make it come out of the pot, and this is a bad strategy.
Yeah. Oh, hang on, wait. I've just got to pick something up. Hang on. It's
Oh.
my tiny violin.
I literally can't believe I rolled 3 1s in a row.
You did. I can't believe I rolled 6 and then 2 8s. But
We are
okay.
crossing
We're
over.
crossing over to the green path,
Okay.
and the prompt is to read a thriller. I think that's a thriller. I need to check my
Thriller.
book.
She's left the building. Kimberly has left the building, holding her head in shame because she's rolled another 1. And then tried to blame it on the dice and the bowl. Come back in. Come on, hang your head in shame.
I'm sorry.
My
This
reaction
is
exactly.
absolutely disastrous. I literally don't even know how that was possible. I even
No.
like shook the dice so much before I rolled it that last time.
You must have shaken off the other numbers. I reckon. Leave that in. That's one of my jokes. You cut my jokes out too much. The good thing is, to try and make the elephants feel better, is that we've got a proper game on now. Whereas
That's
before,
true.
they just
We
looked
do
like they
have
were
a game
going to
going.
stomp their way to the end. And us pirates were going to be left high and dry. But not anymore. Game on.
It is game on. Okay,
Shall we?
anyway, let me talk about my prompt first. Let me talk about my
Okay.
prompt. So we put that flag away. We landed on thriller. Just read a thriller. That actually doesn't need any explanation. Just read a thriller book. Okay, guys, that is all the prompts and everything. So now we just need to talk about what the group book and the activities are for this month.
Oh, you'll like the activity. You need to take a photograph of a duck. That's it. It can be a real duck. It can be a not real duck.
Okay, so for us, ours was pretty tricky for the group book. Yeah, because I don't like thrillers, so I couldn't choose a group book that was both a thriller and a Kim recommends because I don't like thrillers. So I couldn't think of anything. What I've decided to go with is the first in a series, so I apologize about that. But it's the Patternist series by Octavia E. Butler. So this group book is going to count for Kim recommends. And it's not a short book, but it does sound really interesting. And everything that I've read from Octavia E. Butler, I have really liked. And I think a lot of people who try Octavia E. Butler do really like her. She writes sci-fi kind of stories with a twist of sci-fi or full out sci-fi stories. They're good. They're good. Okay, so the first book in this series is called Wild Seed, and this is what it says about it. Doro knows no higher authority than himself. An ancient spirit with boundless powers, he possesses humans, killing without remorse as he jumps from body to body to sustain his own.
Sold. Straight away. Sold.
Life. With a lonely eternity ahead of him, Doro breeds supernaturally gifted humans into empires that obey his every desire. He fears no one until he meets Anyanwu. Anyanwu is an entity like Doro, and yet different. She can heal with a bite and transform her own body, mending injuries and reversing aging. She uses her powers to cure her neighbors and birth entire tribes, surrounding herself with kindred who both fear and respect her. No one poses a true threat to Anyanwu until she meets Doro. The moment Doro meets Anyanwu, he covets her. And from the villages of 17th century Nigeria to 19th century United States.
Historical fiction.
It becomes a power struggle that
I think it
echoes
would be
through
more sci-fi
generations,
though.
irrevocably
Or fantasy.
changing what it means to be human. How good does
Sold.
that sound?
Mm.
How good does that sound? So yeah, I think this one is classed as like sci-fi fantasy. It sounds more fantasy to me, to be honest. But yeah.
Or mystical.
Yeah, it sounds like mythological. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, sounds mythical. Yeah, so anyway, that's going to be the group book. So I hope some of you want to read it, because we've really got to make a comeback. We've really got to make a comeback. We need that D8, because if Mum's team, the Pirates team, get that D8, we're in for a chance of
If we get the D8 and we
Which is
just throw 2, we've won, I think. No, maybe not.
So the activity is going to be something that I've kind of nicked the idea from G from Book Roast. If you watch G's channel, you probably do. She's a really, really good booktuber. And she's the first person that I saw do this. So I'm going to attribute it to her. What you have to do is, for one of your books you read this month, it doesn't have to be a book you read for Tales from Two Trails. It can just be any book you read within the time frame. But before you start the book, you have to make some guesses about what will happen in the book. So if you draw like a 9x9 grid, this is very rough and ready, but there you go. Can you see that?
Noughts and crosses.
Like tic-tac-toe, basically, yeah. And it's going to be like a bingo board, a mini bingo board. So you've got to come up with 9 different things you think are going to happen within the story. And then when you're reading the book, every time something does happen, then you get to cross it out. So the goal is to get as many of the 9 as you can. Basically,
that's so fun.
So
that is so fun, and I have a lot of books to read this month.
I guess this is slightly easier if you're reading a sequel or something like that, but you can still make good guesses for like thrillers and things. I think I'm going to do mine for my thriller book and try and guess what happens. Obviously, like, this will have spoilers in it, like, because if you get something right, then that's telling you that something happened or didn't happen. So you can't really share it at the end. So what I will just need you to do is tell me how many you got right and what book it was for. And then we'll see who wins the game. We'll see who wins the mini game within the game. Who can get the most of their guesses right throughout the month.
No, that's good. Out of 9.
Out of 9, yeah. So you got to make 9 guesses. So that's everything, guys. I'm kind of, still really annoyed about what happened yesterday. And you can yell at me in the comments, yell at me in the Discord. I said in the Discord we didn't have anything to worry about because we were so far ahead. So I feel
that's
like
what happens.
And,
because pride always comes before a fall. That's what happened to me the month before.
Yeah, and I feel like there might be a mutiny. I'm a bit worried for my life as the leader of the elephants. I think I might be trampled down.
I could always put you on a pirate ship and make you walk the plank on behalf of the elephants.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Come on, elephant!
Man, how much of a whirlwind was that? 3 1s. Three 1s. And Pirates got 2 8s and a 6. I mean, I'm mad, but I'm not mad. At least now it's a game. Like, bring it on, Pirates. Okay, so first prompt that we got was read a book club book. Now, I have checked, and I'll put a screenshot up here. It looks like it's going to be The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Quite interested to read this one. It is a host favorite for the Amazing Readathon, so that's great. And yeah, I don't know too much about this. I think it's like some kind of socialite or someone that has been really famous in LA or somewhere like that. And she tells her story basically to this journalist, and it has something to do with all of her husbands. Not really sure, to be honest, but it'll be good to read it and it'll be good to talk about it with people. And I have this on Libby in audio format, so that's going to be great. It's going to be nice and easy to read. The second prompt that we got was Kim recommends, and this is also serving as our group book. And I managed to get Octavia E. Butler's Wild Seed from Libby in audio, so I'm so happy. But when she read the description, I was like so interested. It sounded so good. I have a feeling I'm gonna like the antagonist. I'm a nice person. Our third book was to pick a thriller, so we are now on the green path. And the book that I've chosen for that is Anna O by Matthew Blake. And this does sound really interesting. It's a newer purchase. It's about a girl who is essentially in a coma, I think, and she's been asleep for 4 years. And so there's this psychologist that's working, trying to like decode her dreams and stuff like that. And so he starts studying her, and eventually they find out what happens, because she is suspected of a double murder. So I think it's going to be very interesting. Now, as far as our activity, I will probably pop that up on my Instagram because I'm not sure which book I'm going to be using it for. Kim said it can be any book that we read through the month, and I have a lot of books that I'm reading through the month. I think I'm going to use our activity, our bingo board activity, for Once We're Warriors. Or actually, I might use it for Anna O to give myself a bit of a challenge, because I kind of know what's happening in Once We're Warriors. I've seen the movie a few times. So I might use it for that. I'm not sure, but go and follow me on Instagram. My account is in the description below, and I will post the bingo board there. And obviously at the end of the month, we will see how many I got right. So that is our Tales from Two Trails. Really not happy about the positioning that we're in, but I'm not mad about our prompts. So yeah, it's okay. And look, now it's a game. Now we've got some competition happening. So that is pretty good. Okay, I am going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Have you read any of the books that are on this list? Very interested in, actually, I'm very interested in everything that I'm going to be reading for that, actually. So are there any of them that you have read, and are there any that you would recommend? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.